Hey, good evening, everyone. I welcome you to PJs with PJ, Pajama Talks with Pastor Jeannie. My name is Pastor Jeannie Sortland, and I serve the United Methodist Churches of Kensal and Wimbledon, North Dakota. And I've been doing these daily chats for over a month now, when we started having to be social distancing and trying to walk with everybody as we're experiencing a lot of stuff with this. And today was another day of battling my kids to do schoolwork, which I was not particularly effective. I've got a 7-year-old son that really is causing me some issues. But there was a good thing that happened today. My new coffee pot, which I tried to find one in Jamestown to keep my money local, but I couldn't quite find what we were looking for. Our new coffee pot came because the other one is leaking all over my counter and has been for quite some time. So then I use a towel to contain the leaking, and then I change it out every now and then. And if I forget, then it gets stinky. And anyway, I'm kind of cheap, so it took me a while to cough up the bucks for a new pot. But I'm drinking a delicious cup from my new pot while I contemplate 1 John chapter 2. So tonight we're going to read part of that and then discuss part of it, and I'll see how long we go and if we're going to forge on through some more verses. So for now, chapter 2, verse 1. My little children. That's what is written to us. My little children. And some of us might be a little offended to think that we're being called little children, but really, when we look at ourselves in accordance to God, we are God's children, and how little and insignificant are we, really, to how incredible God is. My little children, I am writing these things to you so that you may not sin. But if anyone does sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ, the righteous. An advocate is another word for helper. You may have heard it in terms of having like someone advocate for you, maybe in the healthcare setting. Maybe you're in the hospital. I was the advocate for my mother-in-law when she had a lengthy, very difficult illness, and I would keep notes and I would ask questions and try to advocate on her behalf to make sure she received the best care possible. And so Jesus is our helper. He helps us look better in the eyes of God. And I know one time I heard it described, and I have to put my coffee down, that, okay, so here we are, and I don't know how to do this on screen, and here God is, and in between is Jesus. So here we are with all our sin, and then Jesus gets in the way so that God can't see the sin. That's how Jesus helps us. Verse 2, and he is the atoning sacrifice for our sins, and not for ours only, but also for the sins of the whole world. Now by this we may be sure that we know him, if we obey his commandments. Whoever says, I have come to know him, but does not obey his commandments, is a liar. And in such a person, the truth does not exist. Now, when we're talking about Jesus' commandments, that's a little bit different than the 10 commandments. When asked what the most important commandment was, Jesus said to love the Lord your God with your mind, body, and soul, and love your brother as yourself, or your sister as yourself, or your neighbor. Love everyone else as much as you love yourself. And verse 5. But whoever obeys his word, truly in this person, the love of God has reached perfection. By this we may be sure that we are in him. Whoever says, I abide in him, ought to walk just as he walked. That's a pretty significant challenge, because when you read in the Gospels, Jesus was always walking with the people that didn't have money, that maybe had bad reputations, that were sick. You know, they had something wrong with them, or were disabled. Maybe their mental health wasn't even all that good. Jesus wasn't with the upstanding people. In fact, those were the Pharisees that he had such a problem with. And I think that's where we'll stop for tonight. I know in my other Bible, I use multiple Bibles sometimes. It talked about, and I can't see what I'm looking for. Okay, I saw something I thought I was going to bring up, but I can't find it right now. But yeah, walking the way Jesus walked is tough. And right now, we just want to take care of ourselves and make sure our own family is provided for and cared for. But there are people, and maybe you're one of them. Maybe you're a person that has significant need right now. But a lot of us are doing okay. And so those of us that are doing okay need to check on those that might not be. And so I challenge you tonight. Try to look at everybody else with the eyes Jesus looks at us all with. And so have a great night. And I hope that this study through 1 John is being meaningful for you. So we'll see you here tomorrow night. Bye-bye.